Welcome to the Bullitt County Fiscal Court of June the 7th, 2022. There we go. Let me get this clip back a little better. At this time, I'd like to have the Reverend, or the Pastor, Tim Reynolds, please come up and lead us in an invocation or benediction, and then lead us in the pledge of the flag. Reverend?
Amen. You know, as I was asked to do this, I thought about what could we pray about, and unity is something I think is important. Wherever there is a lack of unity, things fall apart. But where unity comes together, there's blessings in that. And today we want to pray for that unity in everything that we do, our focus will be together. Moving forward. Father, we come before you today. And God, I pray that as we come together in this place, Father, that each one of us will have one mind. Lord, we'll have one purpose. And Lord, as we do that, as we move forward, you'll bless this county. You'll bless this city. You'll bless the state that we live in. You'll bless the country we live in. God, I'm asking right now that the men and women that are in this building, Father, that our focus would be on what you would have us do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Pastor Reynolds. At this time, Sam, if you would call the roll to bring the court to order.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Raho?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
All present?
Thank you. Treasurer's transfer report, Canan, none today. Thank you. Presentation and approval of all bills.
Hold on, motion.
I have a motion by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by 4th District Magistrate Rahill to approve the bills as presented. Any discussion, members of the court? Hearing none, Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Raho?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes from the May 17, 2022 meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes dated for May 17th, 2022. Second.
Got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 4th District Magistrate Rahill to approve the minutes of the May 17th Bullitt County Fiscal Court meeting 2022 as presented. Any discussion, members? Hearing none, Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Raho?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under presentations, Sheriff Scholler, Trevor Ford received the Governor's Award for the seatbelt enforcement. Sheriff?
Sergeant Ford, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, on the court. In 2021, the Sergeant Trevor Ford was awarded recently the Governor's Award for the 2021 Occupant Protection Enforcement by Governor Beshear. And we'd like to take and make this presentation to Sergeant Trevor Ford here presently for you all and for all of them, in front of you all and all the people of Bullitt County. Sergeant Ford is one of our more exemplary participants in the highway safety traffic enforcement program that the Commonwealth of Kentucky puts on through funding that comes from the United States government. And, you know, we have some significant traffic issues and dangerous areas of the county, and this highway traffic safety enforcement that Sergeant Ford and a number of our other deputies participate in is designed to make people more aware of what they need to be doing, i.e. slowing down, wearing those seat belts, and obeying all of the traffic laws, which hopefully and we believe statistically shows that it will in fact improve the safety of our traveling roadways. So with that, Sergeant Ford, thank you very much for the very Thank you.
Trevor?
Thank you, sir.
Trevor? Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Next one, we have another presentation by Morgan Skaggs from K-Beams, as our EMS service has received quite the award here.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Chris.
Chris L., Deputy Director of Bullitt County EMS, I got Director Cook right here. So for the past 2 years, almost 2 years, we've been working on getting our EMS for Children's Award. It's just recognition by the state, and it's a national award as well. Recognition that we've implemented steps to better care of our pediatric patients. Pediatric population is somebody, or is a group of individuals that we don't deal with a lot, so EMS is generally not great at giving care to kids, so that's been one of our focuses in improving that care. We've implemented a pediatric care coordinator, Miss Katie, and she's going to tell you a little bit about why she has become our pediatric emergency care coordinator and why pediatric care is near and dear to her.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hale.
Hi, like you said, I'm Katie Hale. When I first came to Bullitt County, I recognized that we had an issue. All of our pediatric supplies were either just mixed in our truck or mixed in with our adult supplies. So I brought my concern to Director Cook, and he immediately agreed that that was an issue, and we got straight to work on fixing it. So with your all's financial support, we were able to create pediatric bags. Myself and Deputy Hale went to a hand-heavy class. It allowed us to become instructors. We came back and immediately taught all the personnel how to use that app. And that app allows any provider on scene to double-check the paramedic before we give a medication, before we use any type of supplies, to make sure that it's appropriate for that patient. So we just wanted to present this award today in front of you all, because without your support, we would not be able to make this change. And by making this change, we were able to apply for this award, and we actually were granted the award as well. So we went from meeting the bare minimum to exceeding the standards. So we now have the gold standard for, in my opinion, for pediatric patients, and that's what the people of Bullitt County deserve. And I'm glad that we were able to give that to them. So thank you for your support.
Thank you so much.
This is Miss Morgan Skaggs.
There you go,
She's going
Morgan.
to tell you a little bit more about the award.
All right. Hey, Morgan, thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today. So I am the project director for Kentucky EMS for Children program. So this is a federal state partnership grant program. So we work at the national level to improve pediatric emergency care in both the hospitals and within EMS. And then our state-run program is housed within the Kentucky Board of EMS. And so we work with both of those populations statewide to improve pediatric care. As mentioned, children make up 25% of our population, but they only make up about 4.5% of our EMS call volume. And we're really happy that we don't see more sick and injured children, but that also leads to additional challenges in maintaining competency in their care, because they have some really unique needs. And in our rural counties especially, our patients aren't just patients, they're family and they're friends and they're our community members. And so we always want to make sure that we're prepared to give them the best care possible. And it's a little easier to be philosophical when we lose older members of our community. Not that we're happy about it, but we accept that that's kind of the cycle of life. But it hits everyone really hard when we lose our children. And so state regulations are designed to set a minimum standard, that this is the minimum we need to be able to reach to be able to safely provide care for the people in our community. And when it comes to our pediatric patients, we just felt that they deserve better than that. So we created a program to recognize those who are committed to providing above the minimum standard, who we set criteria that requires certain pediatric equipment, additional training hours, community outreach efforts, and we've got the science to back up that frequent drilling and practice makes a difference in patient outcomes. And so the programs that choose to participate have to meet the criteria for a full year prior to receiving the award. And then we verify that they've met that criteria, and we work with them on an ongoing basis to see that that continues. So it is with great pleasure that I am awarding this award for commitment to excellence in pediatric emergency care to Bullitt County EMS.
Yep, please.
Congratulations, great job.
Good job. There you go. We'll do a couple of them. No, you're good. Okay. Come on, guys, let's do, come on. You need some help? Yes. I tell you what, we can just stand up if Tom can get them all. Is that fair enough?
Short enough.
There you go. Thank you, Tom, Justin. Thank you all so much for everything you do. Thank you all. Okay. All right. Under our business, we have none. And again, thank you all, Chris and Eric, for your leadership. And Morgan, thank you again for your expertise and training. Okay. Under new business, we have the first reading public hearing of zoning ordinance 2022-08, Don and Sharon Edwards. Felicia, good morning.
This is Planning Commission docket 2022Z-24. The applicant owners, Don and Sharon Edwards, they are asking to rezone from agricultural to R1 residential. It's located on a portion of 200 Cromwell Lane. It's 5.374 acres more or less, and the purpose is to create 2 residential lots for family. The future land use map shows it as agricultural rural residential. And the Bullitt County Planning Commission held a public hearing on May 12, 2022, and based on the testimony at that public hearing, the Bullitt County Planning Commission sends a favorable recommendation to Bullitt County Fiscal Court.
Thank you, Felicia. Rob, please, sir.
Be the first reading of Commonwealth, Kentucky County and Bullitt zoning ordinance number 22-08. An ordinance relating to changing the zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 5.374 acres more or less, located at 200 Cromwell Lane in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of public hearing held during the Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held with the Fiscal Court. Whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change and approves and accepts the recommendation of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes. And in terms of the proposed zoning change, acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth, Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in document 2022Z-24, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance takes effect upon passage and publication required by law. Section 3, should the section provision of part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall be effected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to extend their consisting herewith are hereby repealed. In the first reading of public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 7th day of June 2022, be given the second reading and voted upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 21st day of June 2022.
Thank you, Rob. Anyone here to speak against zoning ordinance 2022-08, Don and Sharon Edwards? Seeing or hearing none, anyone here to speak for zoning ordinance 2022-08, Don and Sharon Edwards? Hearing none. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Number 2, first reading ordinance 22-09 for the Bullitt County Fiscal Court budget of 2022 to 2023. Mr. Griffey, please, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, ordinance number 22-09, an ordinance relating to the budget of Bullitt County for fiscal year 2022-2023. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of the County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whereas the proposed budget was tentatively approved by the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County on the 7th day of June 2022 and approved as to form and classification by the State Local Finance Officer. Section 1, the following budget is adopted for the fiscal year 2022-2023, and the amounts stated are appropriated for the purposes indicated in the summary analysis set forth hereafter. 01, General Fund. General Government, $7,202,837. Protection to persons and property, $762,773. General Health and Sanitation, $913,641. Social Services, $143,000. Recreation and Culture, $1,720,577. Debt Service, 0. Capital Projects, $251,000. General Services, $660,500. Contingent appropriations, $4,776,871. Fringe benefits, employee share, $2,040,000. Total general fund, $18,471,699. O2 Road Fund, roads, $4,353,098. Fringe benefits, $795,000. Total road fund, $5,148,098. O3 Jail Fund, protection to persons and property, $4,109,458. Fringe benefits, $1,349,000. Total jail fund, $5,458,458. LGEA Fund, 04, LGEA Fund, protection to persons and property, $7,900. Roads, $1,156,215. Total LGEA Fund, $1,164,115. 07, Federal Grants, protection to persons and property, $250,000. Total Federal Grant Fund, $250,000. 09, EMS Fund, protection to persons and property, $5,588,530. Administration, $2,032,650. Total EMS Fund, $7,621,180. 12, Forest Fire Fund, protection to persons and property, $2,000. Total Forest Fire Fund, $2,000. 77, Dispatch Fund, protection to persons and property, $1,332,108. Debt service, 0. Administration, $458,250. Total dispatch fund, $1,790,358. 84, ARPA fund, ARPA, $7,932,303. Total ARPA fund, $7,932,303. Grand total all funds, $47,687,874. This ordinance shall be published in the Pioneer News newspaper by title and summary within 30 days following adoption. This ordinance becomes effective upon passage and publication. Notice of availability. All interested persons and organizations in Bullitt County are hereby notified that a copy of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court's budget in full is available for public inspection at the office of the County Judge Executive during normal business hours. Given first reading at a meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 7th day of June, 2022.
Thank you, Keith. And Keith will be sending that up to the Department of Local Government today, and coming back, we should either do a special meeting on approval, or we can do it the 21st of June, either way.
One thing I talked to Keith about, he said that would be covered and everything, and it's something for the road department, so he said it would be covered. And that was, he said it had enough in the line item to take care of that, and I do appreciate that, Keith, very much. So I thank you so much.
Thank you all. And thank all of you involved for all the hard work involved with putting the budget together, and your patience and deliverance with us this spring and making this budget work. At this time, we need a second reading of Ordinance 21-10, number 4, the budget amendment to make sure the folks up on top of Roll Hill get their water.
Yes. Ordinance number 21-10, summary form, amendment number 4, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas the County of Bullitt has realized unbudgeted receipts for the general road, jail, LDEA, EMS, and dispatch funds. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, the budget for fiscal year 2021 through 2022 is amended to, Section A, increase the receipts of the general road, jail, LGEA, EMS, and dispatch funds by $5,776,299.91 and include unbudgeted receipts from account code 01, the general fund, $3,826,526.50. Account code 02, the road fund, by $84,665.07. 03, the jail fund, by $4,729.08. 04, the LGEA at $79,604.76. 09, EMS fund by $1,404,010.39. Account code 77, the dispatch fund by $376,764.11. Section B is to increase the expenditure accounts and account code 01, the general fund, by $3,826,526.50. Account code 02, the road fund, by $84,665.07. Account code 03, the jail fund, by $4,729.08. 04, the LGEA, by $79,604.76. The 09 EMS, $1,404,010.39. 77, the dispatch, by $376,764.11. Please note this amendment is in summary form. However, you may request to view the amendment in its entirety in the County Treasurer's office during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The amounts adjusted to receipts and expenditure codes in Section 1 are for governmental purposes. By the first reading of Bullitt County, Kentucky, May the 3rd of 2022, and given approval as to form and classification on the 5th day of May by Robert O. Brown, State Local Finance Officer. This budget ordinance amended was duly adopted by the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County this day, the 7th day of June 2022. It does require action, Judge.
Thank you, Treasurer.
Second.
Got a motion by First District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by Second District Magistrate Logsdon to approve Ordinance 21-10, number 4, budget amendment today. Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Treasurer. Actions requested to hire EMS employees for EMS. The list is attached. Janice, you have any comments?
No, we're hiring full-time EMT, 2 full-time EMTs. One of them is in the process of becoming a paramedic very soon. And then we're increasing the hourly rate from 2 EMTs who are now paramedics. So.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put that in form of a motion.
Second.
Got a second by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell. Sam, call the roll.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Actions requested on the interlocal agreement. It's in your packet. Members of the court with Nelson County for building inspector services.
That's needed, and I'll be ready to put that on motion.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion by First District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by 4th District Magistrate Rayhill to approve the interlocal agreement with Nelson County for a building inspector services. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes. I'm sorry.
What's the criteria of that? What's payments? What's?
All we're paying for is their time, and that's it.
What is that? Is it the same as ours, or is it the same?
Yes, it's equitable. It's what they're making in Nelson County for ours.
And we're using it by basis,
When we need it.
no retirement, no benefits?
No, nothing.
Just hourly?
Just hourly.
We don't know what that is though, do we?
Yeah,
Do we know what that pay scale is?
no,
For the inspections, no, I do not know.
right,
For the plan review, it's gonna be 25% of our fees
Right.
that we collect.
yep,
Yeah.
okay.
Can we add something to it? I mean, I hate to leave that door wide open.
Well, we can't get any inspections
From
done
my
until this gets done.
understanding,
Right,
with Nelson, he's $40 for inspection.
Yeah.
From my understanding, that the judge in Nelson County wanted us just to reimburse them for use of their vehicle. That their inspectors could come over to Bullitt County during the day, anytime that's needed, that he was just worried about us paying for the usage of their county vehicle. That was my understanding.
right,
And then we were gonna pay on our next contract for the plan review, 25%.
Well, not being smart or nothing, but in my business, my thought of reimbursement is different than other people's thoughts of reimbursements. So if I leave the door wide open, you know, when you agree to it, I think my vehicle's worth $2,000 an hour. You know, so I'd like to have a number in there if it's even possible. Can we just cap it at $40 an inspection? Would that cover it? Just like we did with the other gentleman that he from Nelson County.
yep,
So the inspectors plan on using the Nelson County vehicles and I guess gas, is that what you're saying?
right,
So it will be not
This
uncommon.
section 4 says that Nelson County will not receive any portion of said fees that we collect.
right.
It ain't Ronnie, the one we're paying per
Yeah, but
Nelson County?
yeah, but this guy's the next level up.
Oh, okay.
He does like the big boxes and all that fun
This is
stuff.
level 3.
This level
Oh, okay,
too,
say
I'm
that.
sorry, yeah,
So it's taken over to Bozeman's?
right,
Okay.
Yes.
Currently, the state is reviewing and doing inspections
right,
Okay.
for plan reviews. We're in the process of renewing our expanded jurisdiction.
right.
Okay.
I had a meeting,
This agreement, since it's not road work, you don't have to go through Department of Local Government to be approved, you don't have to go through Housing, Building, and Construction to get their approval, since it involves inspections. And then, of course, Nelson County will have to approve it. So there's going to be several more approvals along the way. If they see an issue in how it's structured, they'll kick it back.
Okay.
So it's fine if you want to vote on it today, but if they make any changes, you may have to vote on it again.
Okay.
When it comes back.
And we have to get Nelson County and Logan Spalding approved through the Housing, Building, and Construction.
Right.
before
Well, I agree,
we do anything.
it's well worth it, we need it, I hate to have an open door to anything. I've learned the hard way about that.
If there's other agreements that have to be made, is there a way to make an agreement to allow this process to move forward without stipulating pay, or is that something that's got to be done today? Are we using them currly, or are we
No.
not to use them? or
We have
tomorrow or
been
next week?
using the engineering firm that we
Right.
entered into a contract with. We have been working with the state to try to get our expanded jurisdiction back, or at least minimum jurisdiction, so we really haven't been working with anybody except for the engineering company.
right. And to help a little bit, magistrates, this is to ensure that we have multiple services to be able to get what needs to be done. We have a meeting with Commissioner Rick Rand this afternoon at 3:30 to discuss all this of the
We
Housing
are
Authority.
currently looking for a replacement full-time.
Right, for Bozeman as well.
We have that job posted.
Yep,
This keeps us shutting any businesses down, because anytime you got to delay, it costs people money and everything, and we don't want to do that. This will be a benefit to the county.
Well, I agree totally with this, I mean, we need it.
yep. It's an alternative resource, let's put it that way.
But they never discussed what their expectations were, or pay, or anything?
Yes,
Yes, when we talked, we sat down and talked, it was, for the plan reviews, because he's gonna do it on his own time, would be 25% of the fees that we collect.
Okay.
And then for the inspection would be
for the vehicle.
with Nelson County during the day, and we would reimburse them for the use of the vehicles.
They're using their inspectors, and they're already on the clock, so there's not.
So we're not paying them.
So they're already working.
Right.
And so it's just to reimburse their costs. I think the language is to reimburse their direct costs of performing inspections.
Right.
And of course, they will submit that to Felicia, so she'll be able to look at it and make sure there's no questions or concerns with what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about meeting every 2 weeks. If something crazy pops up, we're 2 weeks away, we
Generally, with miles
can
and
meet.
things, that the state sets a rate every quarter, they change that rate. So they set state rate for reimbursement on miles that all state government and all local agencies use. And they adjust that depending on the price of gas, which right now I'm sure is pretty high. But they adjust that every quarter. So that's what has always been used in the past, that we've used whatever the state rate is.
Well, I'm very comfortable with it, really.
We've got to head back, by the time this goes through all the approvals, we may have someone else hired, so it may not end up, and the harness we utilize, but at least it's another option if it takes long to get someone else hired.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay. You good? All right. And I need a motion.
You did call the roll. Go ahead, Marcia.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead. Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And actions requested on the 2022-2023 CAECO Workers' Compensation Agreement. The premium amount for this year, or this fiscal year coming up, $748,703. And
Ain't much we can do about that.
no, there's not much we can do about it, but what we have done for future reference, we've got the safety committee up and running. We've had a couple of meetings now with the representatives of the different employees that we have to help better our policies and procedures for safety. And we've made huge strides with EMS this past year with the striker equipment, the ambulances, and what we're doing there as well. So this should start coming down as we've made efforts to eliminate the most strenuous part of it, it's the back injuries.
Do we have any kind of data on what our compensation, workers' comp was 3 years ago before we got striker and new things to today? Anything like that, Jeff?
We did a previous list.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot or not, but I'd just like to have that number because, I mean, I know it's lower, sure. How many employees do we have?
100 and,
Around 200,
Close to
Yeah.
200.
right now.
give or take a few there. I can't remember. That, because they based that rate off of the previous 3 years, so that's why it's.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because our data on next year ought to be so much better with our workers' comp.
We can have that for you the next fiscal quarter.
Thank you.
But it's good to echo what you're saying. I stopped in the courthouse here maybe a month ago, I guess, and there was a class in this exact courtroom, you know, CAECO was putting on about, you know, how to reduce workers' compensation, and I know a lot of the department heads are in here, so they're very involved, and I think we just need to continue doing stuff like that, work close with CAECO to whatever we can do to make sure that safety is a priority for all employees here. Not only the EMS, but the road department, and every different department, and there are a lot of situations where, you know, there are high-risk type situations out there. Sheriff's Department, you know, anything we can do to provide tools to help people stay safe, that's good. And I was in that class, it was very well attended. That was nice to see.
Yep.
Well, I think it's, you know, I do support it 100% because these first responders out here and everything, when they get out there on the scene, they don't know what they're going to get involved in and everything. Them answering a call and whatever and everything, it's just, my hat is off to them for what they do. They really do. It's unbelievable what some of the things they do. They get out there and expose the scene or whatever, the sheriff's department, the EMS, fire department, you really don't know what you got when you get there and everything. Actually, to me, they kind of put their life on the line. I do support it 100%.
Absolutely. I don't know if anybody made a motion, but I guess there's obviously, like Joey said, there's no way around that number, so I'll make a motion that we accept the requested workers' compensation agreement with CAECO.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Okay. Got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell to approve the agreement with CAECO for the workers' compensation at 748, 703. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell? Motion carried.
Thank you. Sign-in sheet, we have Steve Lermore. Steve?
Only got 2 of these, kind of spread around.
Okay.
My name is Steve Larimore. I'm the president of the Heritage Hill, the Greens at Heritage Hill Homeowners Association. We have a new developer out of Barstown, Miss Roseanne Downs, that's starting to complete our area. It's been set for about 8 years. In order to do that, they have to extend some streets. And if you look at the northeast corner of this, there's a Nye Drive. It's marked on this one. I'll show you guys where it's at. The Nye Drive comes all the way out here, and then it stops, and Casey Court stops. To the east of that is Valley View Drive. What we would like is for the fiscal court to let us connect those 2 streets to Valley View Drive. Right now, with the senior population out there, I'm the youngest guy there, and I'm 65. We got a lot of ambulances, a lot of fire department, and thank goodness police and your deputies are out there too. Emergencies occur in our neighborhood on a regular basis, especially the EMS. Right now, if Heritage Hill Parkway were to be impeded, you can't get in or out. And to me, that's just unacceptable. So our developer has already got an architect working on drawings to meet all the requirements. I talked to the Sherwoodville Fire Department, EMS, the city engineer. I stopped by the road department and talked to the lady that's at the front desk, who was super helpful. And everybody agrees this is a real concern for safety. So what I'm asking is, the city's already said, and these are city streets, they'll have to be finished to the satisfaction of the city engineer, that we be allowed to connect both of those roads to Valley View Drive so we have emergency egress and ingress. So that's what I'm here for.
And that's where the city and the county stop, right there.
Right. Where Valley View hits, you've got like a 50-foot easement there on Valley View, on the west side of Valley View, and that's exactly where the city and county meet.
There's no cost to the county.
No. The only thing we need to do with the county, we need to get with Robert out there and make sure he sees it and that we're not doing anything crazy for drainage and all that. But Arthur says that he will coordinate all that from the city to make it happen for us. The city's getting ready to collect a lot more taxes from us, and they're going to do anything they can to help us because they're pretty expensive places out there.
Is there anything that, anytime we see...
You have an ordinance in place for encroachments on the county roads, so that really runs through the road department, so you would need to go through them, and Robert would go out and inspect and let them know what the specifications are as far as tiles and whatever else is necessary to connect to the county road. So generally that's a process that's taken care of through the road department. Now,
Okay.
the question that Robert has, obviously you can come to the judge, come to you all, and make sure there's no issues or concerns with the court. So making sure that you all don't have any objection or concern with it is entirely appropriate. But ultimately, Robert will be the one that will take care of the details and specifics on exactly what's required for that approach, for that connection to the county road.
Be fine.
It's a safety issue and everything. It really is.
So I just hook them up with the people that are drawing up things.
Yeah.
Yeah, get with Mr. Watkins, he can make sure that they know what the county requirements are, tile, whatever else is needed for drainage. And everything else, and as long as there's no objection.
What are the road names?
The court or anything else, it shouldn't be an issue once you go through that, it's pretty, won't get an encroachment permit through him.
Okay.
Steve, what are you calling them 2 roads? She needs that for them.
Lanai, L-A-N-A-I.
So that one more time, I'm sorry.
L-A-N-A-I Drive. Lanai.
Like in Hawaii?
It's a porch in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
And Casey Court.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, we just proceed with tying these into a county road per a road foreman's authority or whatever it was.
Good. Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Ray Hill, a second by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell to approve the, what I'm going to say, the tie-in for the city-county roads based off of Robert's, road foreman's recommendation. Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Saturday, I was excited to see work being done.
We got a bunch of them going.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for speaking to the county.
We truly appreciate your challenges being the HOA president as well, too.
They're all wonderful people that never complain.
Absolutely. No, you got it. We thoroughly understand that. Rose, thank you for being here today, too. Buddy Shepherd.
I don't know where to start, I got so much problems. But first, I want to thank Melanie for giving me this. And I'd like for the fiscal court to put the right amount of years on her to start out with. Got about 53 years of service, and she didn't know it, of course, but I appreciate getting it. But anyway, I want to start on my water, getting water into my house up there. I had the water inspected, and the health department said it's unsafe to drink, so I'd like it. And Dennis knows more about all this than I do because he was there when Melanie and all of them got the other people water with no cost to them, and off of a county road through a private drive. Cardinal Drive is the name of the street off of Martin Hill Road down there. So Dennis can tell you about all that because he was here when he done it. I wasn't. So anyway, but any question anybody got, I'll try to answer it for them, and on any of this stuff. And if I'm mistaken, I'll apologize to you. Thank you.
Is that all you have, buddy?
On the road, I'd like the fiscal court to call Provost Marshal over in Fort Knox and find out what the law is on running all that heavy weight over a county road. I put a 15,000 pound load limit on it when I was magistrate before, and I didn't know the state had one on it. The state's is 18 tons. Anything over 18 tons on that road is supposed to be bonded through the court. Of course, that's going to put a lot more work on the court because they'll have to get the bonds for each one that gets a deal. And but I think if the court would call and find out and just tell them they're going to close it down where they can't do that, the government will take care of it. I really believe that. For one thing, I know I've had trouble with them for years since they took it in 1956. The last part they took, right up to my place out there, they put a gate up there right on the edge to where a school bus couldn't turn around. And at that particular time, we wasn't having any students back there to be picked up. But then when my oldest grandson got old enough to go to school, the bus driver told my daughter-in-law, said, they're not gonna run the bus back there because there's no place for them to turn around. I said, oh, I think so, I'll take care of that. Of course, it comes to the county's responsibility to do that, so I had the county to widen my son's driveway so the bus could turn around, and that's the way it's been ever since. So they're kind of hard to deal with. So I think if the court would call the provost marshal over and find out for sure that we could be okay.
Okay.
And I thank all your time, and I got some real problems, I may have some more, I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you listening.
Thank you, buddy. Provost, roads, water, and the plaque. Okay. At this time, Dennis, do you have any comments?
Yes, I do on this particular issue right here and everything. Right now, it costs $7,050 to hook up on the water line. And that's the thing that was set up and everything when Mr. Reagan and all of us were going to court and everything. But on the 8th day of August, that will be lifted and will be equalized with Jefferson County. That $7,050 will be taken off on the 8th day of August of this year. The time has run out, so I want everybody to be aware of that and everything, no matter where it's at in the county. Instead of going to $7,050, it goes back to equalizes with Jefferson County. I went in and had a meeting with America a few months ago and everything, and they informed me that the 8th day of this year that will be lifted. So it's going to help and benefit so many people for that. And like I say, Buddy's on a sister and everything, everybody don't pump, but that will all be lifted. And if you want to apply after the 8th day of August, then that's what you need. It's got to go down low to do that, so this is one more paperwork that you got to take care of. Now, you'll be charged a little bit and everything for them to put the meter in, but that will disappear on the 8th day of August of this year. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I just want to pass that on. I didn't know Buddy was coming today, but Benji did. I thought I'd share that information with the members of the court and the public out there. That's what's going to take place. Dennis out there still working. I may not have got elected, but I'm still working.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Sean?
I'm good.
Joe?
Everything.
Joe?
Just what's been heavy on my heart, I just want to talk to emergency services and our ambulance and our fire chiefs and our sheriff. Real good friends of mine was in that wreck here on 245. 2 firefighters. But it's amazing to see the control you guys had there. I mean, emotions were flying. They were brothers of you guys. They were firefighters. And to be able to, you know, everybody that was on scene was professional. Very professional. And it worked out probably better than everybody thought it would. Decisions that were made saved them 2 people's lives. And I just want to commend everybody that was on scene that day. They, you know, it was amazing to see professionalism at its best. And just keep them in your prayers. They took her leg off yesterday, but she's alive, and he's doing well. 4th-degree burns all over the body. Just keep that family in prayers. And I just want to thank the EMS, emergency services, fire departments, and sheriff's departments for the professionalism. I mean, it could have, you know, been worse than it was, for sure. So just very good. Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Magistrate Raheel. And I'd like to echo that as well. I'd also like to thank a couple of fire chiefs. One of them's here, Chief Moulton, Chief Butler, Chaplain Wells. We drug him out at 11 o'clock at night, and for what all he's done, and the Chaplain Association that we're having an agreement with in Louisville. We're coming out, and they'll be out here more to, what I'm going to say, help y'all get through what I'm going to say, the tough times, the grieving period. And I cannot say enough because Will and Christine were just absolutely, they're stalwarts of the community. They've done so much in the southeastern part of our county, and they gave so much. And it's tragic that something like that happens, but I'm going to echo Magistrate Rahill's thoughts that the professionalism with our group, from dispatch to EMS to the firefighters to the Sheriff's Department, was just outstanding. And it did save their lives. And keep them in your prayers, and we'll do something for them on down the road when we figure out what they do need. Second part of what I have to say is we got another group, our American Legion post on June the 25th. We're doing a fundraiser from 6 to 8 p.m. that day. Any of y'all that can come out and make it, I think you'll love the barbecue and all the good gifts that they do have. They're not really gifts, they'll be up for auction because the Post is doing a fundraiser to help save them. And our memorial service this year was they just knocked it out of the park. The VFW did it, and I'm sorry, maybe there might have been some miscommunication to the general public, but they handled it. It was probably the largest crowd I'd seen here in years, but they did absolutely an excellent, they performed an excellent service on Memorial Day. I would like to recognize Teresa Preston, who's here. Thank you, Teresa. And Mary Dangerfield as well. And may all of y'all have a blessed day. Our budget, I guess the biggest thing that I'm going to punch out to it, you look on the front page, it says debt service 0. We couldn't say this 3 years ago, but I have to commend this court for letting us, holding their feet to the fire and doing what we said we would do. And the county is, we will be moving forward with projects now that we couldn't do 3 and 4 years ago. So at this time, Dennis, what time is it?
Well, Sean, did you have something you want to say?
Yeah, we had a request, just maybe before Dennis adjourns, maybe take, I don't know, take 30 seconds, just kind of a moment of silence. I don't think you may be hurry, but if maybe before you adjourn, everybody just, I assume just bow your heads and take a moment to keep this family in your thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
Sure. Got a motion by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logsdon to adjourn the June 7th, 2022 Bullitt County Fiscal Court. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Rob?